Hey guys, Richard here with eBike Reviews and Adventures. So I've been excited to do this video all week. It's a discussion video. If you're familiar with those, it's just where we sit down in front of a computer screen and we talk about certain things. And today's discussion video is about the Magicycle Deer Mini that they just released. And I want to share with you some of my thoughts and kind of go through the specs with you just a little bit and let you know what I'm thinking here, because this is a bike that really excites me, okay? First of all, Magicycle I think is a great company. I haven't had a chance to work with them yet, and that's okay. But I think they've been putting out some pretty good products, and I really like the reviews that other people have done on some of their products. And now they came out with well, first of all, they came out with the Deer, and I thought that was just an outstanding bike, and I was really excited about that. But now they came out with the Magicycle Deer Mini, and that excites me even more. So let's find out. Let's jump on the computer and talk about it. All right, so they just announced this last week, and there wasn't a lot of fanfare. They just kind of put it up on their website and said, oh, here we go, and they sent out an email to the subscribers and to their influencers announcing that they have this new bike. And first of all, I have really grown to appreciate and like 20-inch by 4 fat tire e-bikes a lot. My very first e-bike was the Mach Wheel Basalt, and it is a beast of a bike. Almost too big, and I'm a big guy at 6'1", so I do appreciate large bikes, but I've started riding these smaller 20 by 4-inch bikes, and I just like them so much more because they're smaller, easier to handle, they're more nimble, because I like taking my 20-inch tires off-road too, and just because you can handle it so well. The best thing about the Deer Mini is that it is ready for off-road conditions because it is built in with the rear suspension. Okay, it's dual suspension. You got your suspension up front, and you got the one right back here. You can almost see it. I'll click on that right there, and so that makes a much smoother ride when you're going off trail. And I like a dual-purpose e-bike that I can ride off trail or on trail, either one. And this really fits the bill. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret, guys. If you've been on my channel before, you might be aware that my two primary bikes were both made by Mach Wheel. And I've reached the point now to where I'm moving on from Mach Wheel. And I'm looking for a new brand. I'm looking for a bike that is my bike that I'll customize exactly how I want it. Not these bikes that kind of come in the door and I do reviews and then they go back out the door. I'm looking for a new bike that I can keep that's going to go on all my adventure rides. With my Facebook riding group, we get together, we go riding. We'll go riding 20, 25, 30 miles, and we do this a couple times a week. And so I'm looking for a new bike to do that with. And guys, I really think the Magicycle Deer Mini fits the bill in many respects. So here's why. Other than the fact that they want $24.99 for it, that is steep. That's huge. But we'll get back to that. But here's what I like best about it. Okay, it's got the big battery. We'll scroll to that in a second, but it's got the big battery. You can go to maximum 28 miles per hour with pedal assist. And I appreciate the fact that they tell you right up front that you cannot go 28 miles per hour on throttle only. You have to use pedal assist, and that's fine. At least I know that going into it. 750 watt motor, 1100 watt peak. Bingo, right here, the number I'm always looking for. This has 96 Newton meters of torque. That tells me it's got a lot of power. It's going to be able to climb hills, no problem at all. And you know what? With a 750 watt motor, that means it's going to be fast and zippy. That excites me. Here it is. The battery, it's a 20 amp, and it is an LG battery, so probably UL listed. A battery you can trust. This bike is a 52 volt, which would be a first for me and a first on this channel, but 20 amp hour battery, that's what I'm looking for right there. That's what's going to give us our 80 mile an hour, or excuse me, our 80 plus mile range. And that, honestly, that's overrated a little bit. That's ideal factory conditions, or I should say ideal laboratory conditions. Typically, when you're going to buy an e-bike and you're looking at the battery size and you're looking at what the company is telling you it can do, cut that in half, and you can be assured that that's probably more accurate. So even if I get 40 miles, 50 miles, like my current 20 amp battery that I have, hey, that is no problem at all. That's perfect. Hey, look right here, 400-pound payload capacity, same as the bikes that I have now, and it does have 180 millimeter hydraulic disc brakes. And I love to see hydraulic disc brakes. That tells me right there they didn't cut any corners, and that's often where manufacturers will cut a corner. You know, they'll try to save a buck. They'll just put mechanical disc brakes because you'll still stop. For the most part, they're still safe. But hydraulic disc brakes are so much easier to maintain. You know, it's a closed system, and really, excuse me, the only thing you have to do is change out the brake pads, you know, when they wear out. Unlike mechanical brakes, you have to go down there periodically and you have to adjust them, and you have to keep adjusting them as that brake pad, you know, gets thinner and thinner. So I like hydraulic brakes because they just seem to hold up so much better and perform so much better. So we already talked about the max speed. You know, I don't know. We'll have to dig into the specs here a little bit more. I don't know what kind of chain ring it has on it. You know, so if it has the standard, you know, 48 tooth chain ring, that means that 28 miles per hour on maximum pedal assist or with pedal assist is going to be hard to achieve because you've got to be spinning your legs like the Roadrunner, right? You just got to be really moving fast to try to achieve it. And so that's always a downside. So I'm hoping maybe they put a bigger chain ring on that, a bigger one on the front, smaller one on the back. We'll see. Let's go over here, see what else they got here listed. And it looks like that's it for right there. So let's move on down here. Hey, look, guys, Magicycle does offer a 2-year warranty, so that's always a plus. That tells you they stand behind their products. And here's one of the things that excites me about Magicycle, okay? You know, my experience with them so far has been really good. Anytime I've reached out to customer support, I'd get an email back within a day. And that's how it should be, right? Unlike some other brands where you reach out to them and you never hear back, and you may have to send 2 or 3 emails before you finally get a response to one, and sometimes it'll take 3, 4, 5, 6 days, a week later, and that's unacceptable as a consumer, especially after sales support. When you purchase the product, you gave them your money, and you need some help because you got questions or you got problems. They should be responding within a day, and a lot of these companies, they just don't do it. But so far, the feedback that I have read online from people who are Magicycle customers, they seem to indicate that they don't have any problems with customer support, and that means a lot to me. So they stand behind their product with that 2-year warranty. That's exciting. Here's something else that's nice about Magicycle. Oh, here's, let's see, 80 miles, 96 newton meter torque. See, they know how important that torque rating is. Right there, they give it to you in big bold letters. So, you know, a lot of companies don't do that. You really have to go digging to try to find that number. But that's an important number right there, because you don't want to buy a bike that's got, you know, a torque rating of 50 or 60 and thinking you're going to be able to go up any kind of hill or incline. You know, most places aren't exactly flat like here in Florida, and I'm lucky because I don't really have hills to deal with. So I can get away with a lower torque rating if I wanted to. But I like to go off-road. And, you know, sometimes off-roading, there are some hills. We have beaches here, and I want to be able to get out on the beach and go through the sand, and I can't do that with a bike that's got, you know, 50 or 60 newton meters. It's just not powerful enough. And so that's an important number, and most people overlook that. So 80 newton meters is about the least that I would want to see. You know, 96 is near the top end, and that's excellent. Going down through here, so they do have 7-level pedal assist. That's good too, and here's why. A lot of bikes come with just 5 levels of pedal assist, and so the differences between pedal assist 1 and 2 sometimes isn't a lot, but then from 2 to 3, it can be a big span. I mean, it can be 6, 7, 8 miles an hour, and when you're riding in a group of people like I like to ride, and you got people there with different manufactured bikes, if everybody says, let's just say everybody's on pedal assist 3, we're not going to be able to ride together, okay? We're going to be spread out and all over the place because pedal assist 3 for each bike is going to be a little bit different. One person might be going 9 miles an hour and another person doing 12 and somebody else doing 15. So when you have 7 levels of pedal assist, 9 would be better in my opinion, but at least 7, that gives you more levels of pedal assist. That means the difference between, you know, one and another is a lot smaller. So therefore, you're more likely to find a pedal assist level with your riding partner, whoever you're with, that you'll be able to kind of stay together a lot better. So I do like the fact that they have 7 levels of pedal assist. That's important. Let's see here. Look here. So someone as short as, not saying you're short, someone as short as 4 foot 10 inches can ride this bike. So that's outstanding because there's a lot of people that are just not as tall as me, right? So that's excellent that they built a bike that that is great for shorter people there. Here it is. This is what excites me the most. Dual suspension right here. The Deer Mini has the first class comfort and support, shock absorbing capacity to smooth out any challenging terrain. Oh yeah, can't wait. I'm really thinking about this one, guys. I really am. In fact, I'm thinking about this one so much, I'd be willing to sell. Look, I get a lot of bikes in and out of here, right? I'd be willing to sell my very first two bikes, which is the Mach Wheel Basalt, possibly the Mach Wheel Scoria, in order to turn that money into one bike over here that can do it all for me. Yeah, so I'm thinking about it. Let's see here. Cruise control. Hey, you've got an all-purpose bike here that's capable of going off-road, you know, some mountain riding, and it still comes with cruise control. How awesome is that? You know, you just got to hold the throttle for 8 seconds at a continuous speed, and it automatically kicks in. It shuts off as soon as you touch the brakes. So really nice. I've had other bikes that had that feature. Really liked it a lot. Here they're talking about climb with ease. Yeah, I bet this guy can come close to climbing trees, but not quite. 20 amp battery. There it is right there. That's all the battery I need for sure. Because you know, I don't want to ride really over 30 miles. I will from time to time take a longer trip. In fact, I've got a longer trip in the works, and more about that later. But it's like a 250-mile trip. So stay tuned to the channel for that one. Let's see here, and they're advertising it as an all-terrain electric bike. Go further, explore more. I like that. So let's look at some of the details here. So 1100 watts peak on the motor, and it is a Magicycle branded motor. So not familiar with it, but you know, as good as what the company is, I would say it's probably just fine. The 180 millimeter, it's a smaller bike, and they still put the 180 millimeter disc on there, which is awesome. Look at this right here. It's a smart color LCD display. Now that's a beautiful looking display, and it looks like it has all the information we would want right there. But down here it says you can program speed limits, power delivery of different levels of pedal assist. Going back to what I was talking to you about a moment ago. So let's say your spouse or riding partner has a bike, and he or she rides on pedal assist 3, and that gives them 14 miles per hour. Well, from what they're saying right here, you'll be able to go in there and change your pedal assist 3 and make it match 14 miles per hour. So now you can both ride on pedal assist 3 as an example, but you're riding at the same speeds. Okay, it makes it so much easier when you have a riding partner and you both are able to ride at the same pace. That is awesome right there. Now, a lot of manufacturers don't give you that capability to go in there and adjust the pass levels, and they should. I mean, it's a fairly simple feature, but a lot of them, they don't do it yet. They're claiming here a soft bicycle seat. Yeah, well, guess what? That's probably going to get upgraded. Double layer cavity. Okay, not too excited about that. Triangular seat post structure. You know, this is the bottom half of the bike where the controller probably sits. Okay, triangular. Probably got a lot of strength there is what they're telling you. And further down here, charging time is 4 to 7 hours. They do give you a 3 amp charger. That's important because most manufacturers give you a 2 amp charger. Okay, and you know, so it just means a slow charge, a slow trickle. So you know, 3 amp charger, that's great. That improves it significantly. So you have a large 20 amp battery, charge it in 4 to 7 hours. Let's see, anything else here we can garner from this page right here? Sure. The bicycle comes in at 82 pounds. That's pretty heavy. Okay, especially for a 20-inch bike. That's pretty heavy. But you know, it does have that 20 amp battery, and that's a lot of weight right there. Let's see, brushless motor, frame size, 16-inch, pedal assist, 12 or 7 levels. Components. So it does have the Kenda tires. It doesn't say that they're puncture resistant, but since it's a dual suspension off-road bike, I would guess that they're probably puncture resistant, but that's okay. That's what we have flat out and slime for. So we'll take care of that if we have to. It does have the front suspension is hydraulic suspension forks. So that's the first time we saw that. So that is a big plus. And let's see here. Anything else real quick? The stem, it's got a half twist throttle. Hey, you know I prefer half twist throttles over the thumb throttle. So that's a bonus feature for me right there. Integrated front and rear lights, as we would expect. Shimano, let's see, 14 by 28 tooth. Well, we're just going to have to see how it performs. Let's see what else here. It's a heavy-duty aluminum, 7-speed gear shift. That's pretty typical. Yeah, so there's some dimensions of the bike in case you're interested. The seat height overall, HI, minimum seat height is 32 inches, 31.9. So that's pretty typical right there. And then, of course, it can go up for taller people like myself. It goes up to 37 inches. So that's really nice right there. So that's why you have a good range of height on people that can actually ride this bike. And there it is right there. They're saying 410 to 6.2. So, yeah, I can see that. So, you know, that's the end of the page right there. So let's just scroll back to the top and look here for a second now, because overall, I think this is going to be, I think this is a great bike. It's got top-of-the-line features. I mean, I won't say top-of-the-line features, but it's got all the features that I'm looking for in a dual suspension bike in a smaller package like this. Is it worth the $24.99? Well, that's up to you to decide, okay? If it's within your budget, then sure, it's not going to make much of a difference. Is it a little overpriced for my budget? Yeah, I mean, I typically wouldn't go spend $24.99 on a bike. The only way I would do it is by, like I said, by selling maybe 2 other bikes and taking that cash and rolling it over into this one. That's how I would do it, and that's what I'm thinking about doing. It comes in 3 colors: the pearl white, the space gray, which is kind of nice, and even the yellow. The yellow is flashy, and you know, I like it. The original Deer had this dawn yellow, and it looked pretty sharp. But honestly, I'm leaning toward the pearl white. I don't have any white bikes, and I like that. I like that simple color, right? Conservative type color, I guess you'd call it. I'm not a big flashy. I'm a big guy, but I'm just not a flashy person. So I think the pearl white would sit well in my garage. So hey, that's it. You know, just want to draw your attention to the new Deer Mini, because I do think it's going to be an awesome bike. I think it's going to be hard to find one that beats it, you know, as far as all the components and everything that it has. Yeah, there might be something out there similar, and there might be something out there at a little better price, but we are talking about the Magicycle brand and the reputation that they have. So that's what's got me leaning real hard towards the brand new Deer Mini. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, drop them down below. If you see something or know something that I didn't talk about, please reach out to me and let me know, because I like making decisions based on having all the information available to me. So please do that. And like I said, if you like this video and you get value out of it, please smash that like button. That would be appreciated. And until the next video, ride safe.